I was speaking to a friend today, and he's just 62. Very good friend of mine. I met him where I was working before in London. And this guy was literally crying on the phone. And he mentioned to me that if he had known what he knows now, he would have started up his own business. No matter how small, he would have started up his own business. That he worked for a particular place, for a particular company for 15 years. At the end of the day, what he realized they paid only to his pension was £5,000. They just keep him there. And he worked for another company again for about 12 years. And he said nothing really to show for. If he had known what he knows now, he would have started his own business. And these companies will only want to keep you and keep you poor, so they continue to use you. And he said something that really, really struck me. He said, when you're in your 20s, you can try your hands in few things. And when you're 30s, you can begin to progress on other things that you want to do. But when you're in your 40s, you don't want to make mistake. You want to get things right because you seem not to be having enough time to play around. In your 50s, you give up. Then in your 60s, you begin to wish that you'd have done it. And that's exactly what's happening to him. So that really taught me a lesson that in my 40s, I don't want to play around. I don't want to do any shitty jobs. And that's what I'm telling you. If you're in your 40s, in fact, if you're in your 30s, try as much as possible. I know sometimes it can be very difficult. You may say that, oh, I don't know what I'm good at. I don't know the kind of business I can do. Think outside the box. Start looking for what you can do with your hand, because I bet you don't want to end up like Musa, who was crying at 62, saying, regretting and complaining that if he had wished, came to London in year 1980, as at that time he started working. Imagine in 1980, many opportunities that passed him by, so he bent his head, working his ass out for another man, whereas he would have put that same opportunity, that same energy into his own business, no matter how small it is. He said that even though it is 15 hours he's working, doing his own thing, that would have been much, much, much happier today. And no matter how small that business is, at least by now, you should be happy. You should know that, yes, I've kept something aside. So when he mentioned this, even though these are some things I already know, but he stamped it again, he double confirmed it again. Sometimes I wonder, like, oh, should I go back to employment, or should I do something else, or should I find my own business, or should I do things on my own? But from what our discussion today was really, really fruitful, and you never know how much it affected me. And that I want to share with every other person that is watching this video. If you have the opportunity, do a business for yourself. Start a business. Start something small. Nurture it. Watch it grow. You may not make £1 billion in one day or things like that, but there are 3 things you're going to benefit. Number 1, you're going to have freedom. I can't overemphasize the importance of freedom. That's freedom where nobody is watching time for you. Nobody is looking at the clock for you and saying, oh, you're not clocking in, you didn't come to work by this time. That's you be the one to set the time for yourself, and you watch the time for yourself. You can pause what you're doing and do other more important things and come back to it. You have the opportunity to be able to, you can put your hands in different, do it the way you want and see how it works. You can play around with it, just with those things. You can, but in the regular organization, you can't do all that. They already have a system. That's what they call organization. They have a system in place. The HR is working, the account department is there, the sales department is there, the GM, the assistant GM, all those hierarchy like that. All of them are there that's why they call it organization. Is well organized. So there's no much you can do. Just for you to come in, do your work professionally, get paid, and you go home. At the end of the day, when you go home at the end of the month, you begin to pay bills and you begin to round that same circle. It's not as if in business you're not going to round those circles, you're not going to pay bills. But if you stay through it, if you stay with it, know what you're doing, continue with it, never stop, keep it up, keep doing it, you realize that with time, those things that looks as if it's very difficult, gradually they become like a slopey ground for you. You just begin to walk down the slope. I'll just tell you a little story. Yesterday, I wanted to go pick up a chair, which is this chair. So I called a taxi, and this guy showed up. He has this little Toyota Urus car. So when we were in the cab, so we got talking. So I told him, the guy is from Pakistan, by the way. So I told him that, these Pakistani guys, I love you guys because you guys seem not to want to work for anyone. You want to do your own business. No matter how small money you make, you want to keep doing that your own business. And he laughed. He said, that's true. The reason why it's like that is that their father has paid the price. Their father came to this country back in the 60s. They've paid the price. And what their father told them, that at the age of 20, his father started paying for him to get his own house. And his father told him, never you work for anybody. No matter how small that business is, keep on doing it. And now, since then, he was a taxi driver. He said that taxi, he has 4 of it. He said this one is driving. He only does 2 days in a week. And the rest of the 3, he gave it out. And they give him £1,000 every month. That's £3,000. That he has paid off his house. 2 houses. One he has paid off many, many years ago. So you refinance that one and take out some money out of it. Add some cash to it. He buy another one again. So he has 2 houses. So he's living in one and he's renting in one. And what the other one is renting is making £500 every single month. After everything, he's making £500. £500 plus 3,000, that's 3,500. That's what this guy is making every day. Plus what he's making every month, where he's working, he's driving 2 days in a week, and he's making £2,000. So he's making £5,000. Living free. Say, my friend, I'm living free. So these are the things I'm talking about. It may not come overnight. What these guys achieved didn't come overnight, but because he kept on doing it, they see power in consistency. I've never seen anything that can beat consistency. And that's why when you see the athletes, when they go to play football, those who are in basketball, you see, because they do it consistently, they are very good at their craft. They become in fact, they are very good at their craft and they become the best. Why did they become the best? They didn't become the best overnight. It was because they do it consistently. So whatever you want to be successful at, first of all, try to do it consistently. Any business you are trying to do, just give it 2 years. Be at it 2 years. Then after 2 years, you may now decide, okay, this thing is not really working for me, or how can I reposition this business? And that's the way to go. Don't start one thing and leave it by again and start another one again. Everything you do, start at least 1 year before you start reaping the fruitage of that thing that you started. So don't just jump around in any business, especially in this Western world. There are opportunities here, but the opportunities will not fall on your lap. The opportunities is something you will create, and when you create it, stay with it and watch it grow. Be at it. Don't give up. Don't relent. Be at it. And you realize that in the near future, you'll just be smiling to the bank and you'll just be happy that you started it. And this conversation I had with this guy today, I think is one of the best conversations I've ever had in a long time. And this actually, because I've actually worked in many places. Some are good, some are bad. So I've seen the difference. At the end of the day, it doesn't really worth it. And there's one company in the world that can only make you a millionaire, because all these other companies would never make you a millionaire. The only one company that can make you a millionaire is Google. And how did he make his staff millionaire? You only buy shares for them, and over time the share rises. You see, over time. So time is of essence. You keep on working there, they kept on working there. Over time, the shares the company bought for them grew and they became millionaires. So you see, time is of essence. You should give yourself some time in everything you do, and you realize that at the end of the day, you'll be happy that you did.